So we're trying to combine like terms, and we're looking at it in terms of geometric figures. So first thing to remember is, how do we find the perimeter of an object? Well, remember, we want to add all our sides up. Okay, we're going to add all of our terms and make sure that you are adding the like terms. Okay, so let's look at this rectangle, this green rectangle. Well, only two sides are labeled. So what do we know? Right, our opposite sides are going to be equal. So I usually recommend that you fill in your opposite sides with the lengths and the widths. Okay, and you want to copy these in your notebook if you're watching this video after class. So we want to add everything around the outside that has an x. So I want to combine 2x, x, 2x, and x. So how many x's does that give me? Right, that gives me 6x. I'll write it right here. And then my whole numbers. I've got a -8 and a -8. So that gives me -16. So my perimeter for the green rectangle, my answer is 6x minus 16. All right, let's look at this red triangle. I'm scanning around the outside to look at my like terms, and I see an x squared here. Do you see any other x squares? No. So we're going to write that term first. You always want to try to start with the highest exponent. So we've got x squared. And that's all we can combine with my x squares. Now let's look at x's. I'm going to put squares around everything that's got an x. So I've got x and 4x. Any other x's? No. So I've got 4x plus 1x. Remember, there's an understood 1 there. So 4x plus 1x is going to give me 5x. And then we want to look at our whole numbers. I'm going to put a line under our 3 whole numbers. I've got a 4, a -8, and a 5. I'm going to combine my positive numbers first. I've got a 4 and a 5, so that would give me 9. And then 9 plus -8, or 9 minus 8, will give me a +1. Okay, let's look at a couple more perimeter problems. So we've got this square. Well, what do we know about the properties of a square? What do we know about those sides? Right, they are all equal. So I'm going to fill in all of these 8x. And remember, to find the perimeter, you're just going to add all 4 sides. I've got 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. So that gives me 32x. Now, is there another way that you could have arrived at the 32x? Yes, you could have multiplied 8 times 4 because they have 4 equal sides. All right, let's look at this triangle. I start with my x squared. Are there any other x squares? No, so I'm going to bring down 6x squared, and I'm done with that one. I want to put a square around everything that's got an x. So I've got 6x, 5x, and 5x. That gives me 16x. And I've got 12. I'm going to put a line under my 12 and my -9. So 12 plus -9, or 12 minus 9, gives me 3. Okay, the last one is this hexagon, and they only label one side, and they tell you it's a regular hexagon. What does that mean? Yes, it means that all sides are the same. Now, I could go in and add all of these up, fill these in all the way around. What I'm actually going to do is count up the number of sides, and I'm going to multiply each part. Okay, each part is going to get multiplied times 6. So 6 times 5x squared is going to give me a 30x squared. And then 6 times 2 is going to give me a 12. Okay, so that's how we fix that plus sign a little bit. That's how we combine like terms when it comes to geometric figures.